with AR and VR coming into the space, how can brands create more interactive and immersive content experiences for the modern consumer?
So for modern day consumer, this is a big boon from technology point of view, because both AI and MR coming in to place gives you the collective world for consumer and gives you better chance to understand the consumer, not just from the technicality or technical or a functional rational point of view, but also from a lot of emotional points. Plus it captures a lot of new trends which comes in actually to gather much robust information for marketeers to actually drive consumer insights into day-to-day marketing and innovation activities which they drive within the organization. I also personally feel that makes it far more relevant for consumer innovation, because consumer today has also evolved and they are using these generative AI and the MR and the ML which is happening. Even consumers are far more accustomed to it. For digital first brand, for digital native consumers, these are the must have for marketeers to actually master it and utilize it for their day-to-day working.
Absolutely. My second question is, with the rise of AI, how do you anticipate it changing the conversations between marketers and agencies? Are there any new dynamics or challenges that you foresee?
The natural expectation will be that when agencies are coming up with ideas and plans to discuss with brands and businesses, it's understood that they will add far more value over and above what's already available with brands to do on their own because of AI and ML. So I think the pressure also builds up to actually then come up with idea, with content, with innovations which is far more meeting the needs of consumer, because we expect then that the agency would also use these tools and technology to actually be better placed with the plans and the proposals which is coming on for. The challenge is that how much are they trained or accustomed towards using new tools and technology which is shaping the consumer world. The challenge is also about the analytics, about data science, about what they can do with the data and how that data can actually build towards the creative process, towards the media buying process, or towards defining a media communication target audience or a market communication target audience. So all these things are so beautifully linked, provided agency also skill up themselves towards these new tools and technology.
Absolutely. My last question is, personalization has become a key ingredient for marketers today. How do you see the expectations of consumers evolving in the age of generative AI, especially considering Gen Z and the upcoming Gen Alpha?
See, Gen Z is all about being a digital native consumer segment who are born with it and they live with it. Now, what's the difference in this consumer segment with a millennial? The only difference is they have information about the product, about the new trend, about the new behavior on their fingertips. So to me, if the marketing communication is not talking to them in what they are searching for, what they are looking for, how they are expressing themselves, if those expressions are also not captured, then that's a gap between what's being communicated to what's being understood. It's important for brands to go more personalized, because then it makes them understand the consumer sentiment better, and also it builds better affinity with the consumers. But there is a caveat there in the personalization, is about the privacy. So data privacy becomes very key factor. To what extent, I think we must as brands respect the privacy of the consumer segment while you are planning personalization. So at Luminous, we do something called programmatic digital advertising for our customers and consumers, wherein we look at what are the searches which is happening, what's the behavior which people are showing towards buying energy solution products, and how we can help them, enable them to buy a better solution, which should not get biased because of the kind of product or the solution which I want to sell as a company, but also what's good for them from the sales and the future effectiveness point of view. We're also coming up with a product which is very much towards personalization very soon with the help of generative AI for our alternate channel, but at the core goes privacy, and that needs to be respected, and that's what I would say. Personalization is the key to brand building going forward. Personalization is the way to build affinity with the consumer, but with privacy and protection being at the center of the planning.